Gillian, welcome once again, and I know we spoke to you earlier on and you put everything into context for us about what it is to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, the physical and the emotional pressure that goes with it. Last year you summited with very little preparation. How did you get through the climb, and what are the conditions like?
For 4 days, Natasha, you're walking non-stop, and you're walking between 5 and 6 hours a day. Our brief was to get stories out, to bring it to the South African public, to raise funds for these caring for girls who need these sanitary towels. And the real grueling trek starts on the night that you summit at 11 o'clock at night, against sub-zero temperatures. Everyone's anxious, everyone's praying. Some people are collapsing, some people are ill, some people are being pulled back because they're not in a physical state to make it up. And when you make it up, as you walk hour, minute by minute, hour by hour, and the only thing that's guiding you is the trek leader and the feet of the person in front of you. And you are completely out of your comfort zone. People are falling asleep because of a lack of oxygen. People are becoming nauseous, people are becoming ill, and people are collapsing around you, Natasha, and it is a horrific sight. But you continue with the mandate to try and summit Uhuru Peak.
Did it ever cross your mind that you wouldn't summit?
I never ever thought of that I wouldn't make it. I was more driven by the fact that I wanted to get these stories to the South African public, to the continent, so that we could help those girls, help all girls, so that they don't need to stay out of school. I'm only realizing, like I said to a colleague today, how difficult it truly is to actually make it up to Uhuru Peak. You only realize, looking back, the mental struggle, the mental challenges, the physical challenges, but it's definitely a mind game. You're up against so many obstacles, and it's your prayer, it's your faith, but your body talks to you, and you need to listen to your body. When you're feeling symptoms or out of your comfort zone health-wise, you need to pull back and you need to listen to your body, and that's what the trek leaders are there for. They can see symptoms, because this campaign goes on every year around this time. They take a week off, they go and try and summit the mountain to raise funds for these girls, so they're quite aware of what symptoms to look out for.
So what do you think happened?
I do think that just from listening to the reports that's filtered through, and it's very difficult to comment if you weren't there and you're not a medical doctor. But we do understand that he had these flu-like symptoms, and that does play a part in number one, your physical health. And that must have been the biggest stumbling block, because he must have had symptoms in the 4 days, but particularly at base camp, there must have been a heightened sense of that he's not doing well, but he must have so much wanted to push himself, to put his foot down there and bring this campaign home for those girls. We know he's a sportsman, so there was no question about his health, but it must have, when you're not at your peak, the oxygen up there is exceptionally thin, and those sub-zero conditions, and that does play a part.
All right, Gillian, we have to leave it there. Gillian, thank you very much. Our very own Gillian Pillay, who herself was on the team last year for that trek for Mandela.